Hi there, crafty pals, Louise with you today. Thanks for stopping in and checking out this video. I am going to apologize in advance. I know it's been a little while since I've posted anything on my channel. I have lots of videos here ready to go. I just don't have time to voice over them, and this is where it becomes a little bit tricky for me. But I need to get these videos out because they are going to be a mini series all about how not to hoard the pretty things. So I kind of got a bit excited when Vicky Booten brought out her first collection, Flower Emporium, through 49 and Market, and I pretty much bought everything. I'm ashamed to say I spent way too much money. I bought all the papers, I bought all the embellishments, all the rub-ons, all the die cuts, all the flowers, all the things. I bought. There was only one product that I didn't buy, and I can't even remember what that was. I even bought the album. So this is been sitting on my desk, and I mean, granted, I have been a little bit unwell. For those of you that know, I did have some trouble with my gallbladder. I am feeling a little bit better, which is great, but for a little while there I didn't get to do much creating, and part of it was, the being unwell, and part of it was that I actually didn't want to use this collection. It was too pretty. It looked great sitting on my desk. I loved looking at the papers just sitting there, and it gave me that kind of crafter's excitement that I was like, oh, I've got new products there to play with. And I sort of got to the point where I thought, okay, eventually this is going to become an old collection and somebody's going to release something new that I'm going to love just as much. And yes, okay, I do have a bit of a FOMO. I do like to get collections and new things as they come out. I'm lucky to be on design teams, and I do get some products sent to me to work with, but at the same time I do spend quite a bit on craft supplies, and I'm not even ashamed of it either. This is my hobby, it's what I enjoy, it's part of my therapy, so I just go for it. And so it felt a little bit strange to me to actually just be sitting on this product, to have it on the desk and looking really pretty but not actually being created with. And so what I want to do is share some videos by making videos and sharing them that inspires me to get the collection used up and to actually just create. So I love the feeling of just sitting and creating with no pressure. There's no design team projects. There's no products that I have to use. If I want to pull something from my stash, I can, and that for me works out really nicely. Okay, let's get to this first layout. I really did love this, typical Vicky sort of style background pattern paper where she's taken all the hard work out for you, and she's made this starburst effect, all the different patterns and bits and pieces, and I just simply wanted to enhance that a little bit. So my whole thing when I'm creating is that I like to take something and alter it to suit my own style, and this is a little technique that I have done in the past where I might cut some holes into something and then pop some cardboard behind the base and mount it over another sheet of cardstock or patterned paper or something else in the background. So in some cases, you could back this like a cut file, so you could keep your layouts relatively flat. I don't mind mine being a little bit textural, so that's why I pop the little cardboard pieces in between. But you could roll back and fold down those little pieces and still put some patterns behind that. Now, I find keeping the patterns quite consistent is not going to overwhelm the layout. So if you are going to back this like a cut file, most definitely I would keep them all consistent and the same so that it doesn't sort of take over too much of visually when you're looking at the page. Now, I have taken a black and white photo to begin with. I often find if a collection or something that I'm working with has colours that maybe I'm not used to, a black and white photo is a great way to create something that takes a bit of the thought out of choosing a photo. You don't necessarily have to coordinate your photo to your collection or your kit. And it really just gives you a chance to play around with the elements. So if you haven't seen Vicky unboxing or explaining her foray into 49 and Market and how she released these new collections, I would definitely recommend going and watching those videos, just purely because you get to see her talk about the thought process in why they released a certain pack of ephemera, or why they released a certain sticker sheet or a rub-on. So there is method to the madness, which I think is really great. Obviously there's a little bit of consumerism in there as well, because they have to sell products, but at the same time, I don't have regret for anything that I've bought from this particular collection. Everything is just pretty, and being 49 and market, it's really high quality. So the die cuts, they're actually all perfectly cut. There's no excess white pieces or anything like that. The florals are fantastic, and of course there's rub-ons, titles, chipboard pieces, different pattern papers, and so much fun stuff to play with. So this is a little packet of vellum cutouts, die cuts, vellum die cuts, and I'm just going to tuck them actually into some of these little fold backs. And this is kind of like a little peekaboo effect, where you can see I've created my cluster. I'm quite happy with how that looks. I've got a cute little title, Simple Life, and that's what I love about this collection, is I think it really lends itself quite well just to everyday scrapping photos. You don't have to get birthdays or weddings. You can if you want to, absolutely, but if you just want to scrap those everyday moments, this is honestly a great collection to use. And I think if you haven't already got some of it in your stash, which would be very unusual, because Vicky is one of my favorite designers. I thoroughly enjoy pretty much every product that she makes, and of course most of us in the scrappy world have got something by 49 and market. So really fun and really great to create with. I just really found it hard to stop. Like you can see, I've tucked in those little peekaboo pieces. I've got my title, I've got my cluster with some florals. Now I'm adding a few more chipboard pieces, more textural elements, and a few more bits and pieces just fitting around the page. It was really hard to stop, but at the same time it was great fun. So I definitely am enjoying this collection. I hope that you like this video, and I thank you so much for popping in and checking it out.